Good morning, everybody. It's Kim, aka Spartan Stitcher, on Instagram. I am back with Flosstube 136. Today is the 5th of May, so hopefully everybody had a good May the 4th for Star Wars Day. Today is Revenge of the Sith, if you're that geeky like I am. We're going to talk about the stitching that I got done in April and what I've already started so far for May. So I've got 7 pieces to show you, and 3 full coverage page finishes. So it was a good month. So last time I saw you, beginning of April, I was trying to get this page done on Trick or Treat by Randall Spangler to finish the row over here on the bottom, and I got that done. So I added 1,400 or so more tent stitches to get that full page and partial page done, also the row finish. I am now 24% complete on it, and it is off the scroll frame so I can show you the entire piece. So first, before all the parked threads get in the way, there is the completed full page and partial page, so we get to see the black cat come to life. He looks amazing. And then these park threads, I don't know what to do with them, but I mean, you guys have seen all the black done a lot now, so park threads just hang and kind of ruin the whole picture. But there you go, there's the top of it. So 24% complete. I have a long way to go. And then the bottom. So very cool. Love this piece. I believe I have one more page left on my goal on that one. So we'll see. I think I'm doing really well with my goals for the year as far as getting to a place where I can achieve them all and maybe even more. So next piece, I'm not doing this in order because they're not stacked in order right now. So I worked on Supersize Color Expansion Museum Shelf, working on finishing this side of the book with the Mastodon. I got that page done. So I put in 6,910 stitches. This one, Pattern Keeper says it's now 31% complete, but there's a caveat on that because I'm not doing that outer gold frame on the picture. That's upside down. The outer gold frame, so I've marked all that complete in Pattern Keeper. So that's why it's giving a false impression of how far I've come. And there you go, there's the completed page. You now have pterodactyl wing. This is the top of a book. And then this book, we also have all of that going on there. We still have to finish the top of the book on the next row, but you know, that'll take a while until I get there. So, whole thing so far. Again, this is my homemade PVC scroll frame. I will put links below as to other videos where I talked about how I made it and everything. So this is my second page done on this one this year. I have 1 page left to go to meet my goal. Okay, next I guess we'll talk about Friends Forever. This is my focus on a finish for the year. Again, I am down here in this corner. I've got 5 full pages and 3 partial pages to do. And I, after I did all the parked threads, I started going by color over that entire section. I didn't get the second color done in April, but I have finished it already for May. So both the black and $37.99 are done. And then also what I did yesterday is I scrolled to the bottom and I did 8 more colors that had 10 or fewer stitches left. So now I have 18 out of 87 colors complete, and I've started on the next most used color, which is 3371. So for the month of April, I did 3,500 stitches on it. So that is where we are at, plus, you know, 4 days of May. So this one is currently, oh, I didn't write % complete on this one. Didn't look that one up. But like I said, 18 colors out of 87 done. So I'll continue to do the most used colors and build off of this, you know, section. But also I want to get some of the least used colors knocked out, so I'm not doing them all at the end. I think Hallie's doing the same thing on her Cookie Fairy. So it's real fun to finish the color in that whole section. Okay, next we're going to talk about my New Year, New Start, A Greyhound Year by the Blue Flower. I am stitching these together on one piece of fabric, but not doing the outer framework because I'm going to cut them apart and display them individually. So I finished the April, let me show you this again. You see how the April Greyhound is a really light tan color? Well, if you remember correctly, my fabric is coffee Jobelin, so it's about that color. So I had to change the color of my dog for April so it would show on my fabric. Excuse me. So I changed 2 colors. This dog was 810 stitches, so a little bit more than the other ones. Let me show you him first. So we made him a kind of like a cinnamon color. And you can see more that he's wearing his Easter bunny ears. And he's got some flowers in it and an Easter egg. So now I've got all 4 done. And today actually is when I'm going to work on the May Greyhound. So I got him ready to go down there. And then I've got a second piece of fabric for the second half of the year. This is 28 count, I believe. Yeah, and I wasn't saying fabric counts for the rest of them. Trick or Treat and Museum Shelf are on 25 count, easy count. Friends Forever is on 25 count, Lugana. Okay. Next, we are looking at Sunday Delight by Randall Spangler. This is the one I'm working on for 3 months for the seasonal Sal and full coverage fanatics. I didn't think I would get a page done, but I sneaked that page finish in right at the end of the month. So I did this page right here with the ice cream tub, and we got to see the bottom of this little dragling. So I put in 7,210 stitches to get the page finished. It is now 72.47% complete. There's still somewhat on the frame, so I can try to corral all the parked threads. So let me show you first. Here's the page that I did. So we have ice cream tub and then draggling jawline and nose. Lots of parked threads for the next page. And then there's the whole thing so far. And I also, when I get to my haul section, I did buy some new needle minders. So here's 2 of them. We have, I think his name is Mogwai, right? From Gremlins. And then a wooden one for the Haunted Mansion at Disney World. So there you go. That is Sunday Delight. Again, this is my 2025 finish. So I've got 2 more pages to go this year. It might be these 2. It might be, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see which other 2 pages to go. But like I said, I'm working on it for April, May, and June. So I will be working on it again this month. We'll see which page I get to. But I'll do 3 pages this year, 4 pages next year to complete it. All right. And then daily stitches once I finish Friends Forever, which took me 13 days, I think, again. So the rest of April, I was working on this one. Four Seasons sale by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I put in 1,747 stitches. It is now 63.31% complete. And it was all right here in the autumn block. So I had started, last time I saw you, remember the goose was pooping? And somebody suggested, no, it's an egg. The goose laid an egg. So that's a goose egg now. And I had the fox. But I did this whole center section, and everything below it is new. So I think for May, I'm going to start over here on the summer block and work on that. And then I'll have to sew some fabric on so I can use it my Q-snap to finish the bottom section. But this is where the word autumn will go, just like up here. So it was a really nice stopping point on that one. 28 count Monaco that I dyed myself. Okay, now I need to dig out my tablet to show you the next. So for May, one of the full coverage pieces I'm working on is a Confabulation of Dragons by Scott Gustafson. I always stumble over his name. So that is this one. And this one, if you remember, is the one that I have cut into 3 pieces to make it a triptych. So I'm working on this piece, this side first. So there's going to be a line coming down the tree trunk, just this side of the urn that's burning. And I am up here, up that page right there. So far I've only, worked on it 4 days. I've put in 1,200 tent stitches, so I've got all the part threads in there, starting to work on the colors. So not much to look at yet, but just wanted to show you, not really a starting point for May, but from video to video, rather. So this is the page I'm working on. Okay, so that's all 7 pieces that I've worked on since last video. Show you some haul. I bought some more needle minders. So the wooden haunted mansion, and these 2 came from Alpine Theory on Etsy. So we have a moon and a thestral from Harry Potter. And then Mogwai, and these came from Crafty Katie VT on Etsy. I'll put these links below. But we have turned to page 394. That's Harry Potter. And then a little cookie tin. This actually does open, and you can put stuff in it. Pretty cool. And then Mad for Reminders, I got these 4. So you got this guy from Labyrinth, library card. We have a quote from Hamilton, and I cross stitch. Oh, that's upside down this way. That's what I do. I cross stitch and I know things. Little Game of Thrones pun. So that was my haul. All right, plans. No, first let's go over stitch count so far this year. So I stitched every day in April so far, so we're good. I stitched every single day this year. For April, I did 19,100 tent stitches on full coverage and 2,500 stitches on non-full coverage, so full cross, which brings my year-to-date totals for full coverage tent stitches to 70,800, and non-full coverage I'm at 10,800 non-full coverage. So plans for May, of course, I'm going to keep going on Friends Forever, keep going on Four Seasons. I'm going to work on Sunday Delight for the seasonal sale. I'm going to keep working on Confabulation of Dragons. And then for Full Coverage Fanatics, the monthly sale that's a week long is Seriously Small. So let me show you which one I'll be working on there. It is Story Keep What Lies Within by Lisa Parker. So this is my smallest full coverage right now. And I did not grab it to show you, but this is also one where I did all the black first, and then I've got page 1 done. So I'll be starting on page 2 up here. I know I did a lot of the window that's also on page 2, so it'll be lots of dark colors for that one. So we'll see if I get any page finishes, or how many page finishes I get. Speaking of, I've got 8 full and a partial on my Leap Day Start Midnight Munchies. So, but for Friends Forever, obviously I'm not getting those page finishes, but I'm doing the equivalent. So I've got the like over 14,000 stitches done on it, which, you know, you're almost at 2 pages that I haven't counted. So I feel like I'm ahead of myself, which is good. I want to achieve all my goals and exceed them. So we'll just keep pushing, keep going to get more progress. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna work on for May, and that is all of my stitchy content. We'll talk a little real life now. I had my root canal the 29th, or yeah, 29th. It wasn't fun. It was the upper molar, the furthest one back over here. And turns out one of the roots still had live tissue in it. Ask me how I know. When he starts drilling and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, with your mouth open, you can't talk anything. And he's like, oh, was there a problem there? Yeah. So they had to dig around all 4 roots to figure out which one was still live, and then try to pump more anesthetic in there, which didn't work. So just kind of had to get through it. And then some of the like disinfectant rinse that they use to clean those roots out, clean all the nastiness out, some of that leaked through the rubber dam onto my tongue, and then I was, coughing, and it tasted like bleach. So that was cool. Got through that. It took probably 3 days for the surrounding area, like my tooth never hurt, but for the surrounding area to stop hurting from, the clamp that they put on and everything else. Yeah, so that part's done. I still have a temporary filling. I have to go back to my regular dentist to get the crown. The go-karts, that was fun. It's a workout because they go like somewhere around between 35 and 40 miles per hour on the straightaways, and then of course you got to slow down to go around corners, and you get beat up and people run into you, or you run into the wall, or someone does a pit maneuver and spins you completely around, so then you're stuck until someone comes and like one of the guys that works there rescues you and turns you around so you can keep going. Yeah, it was fun. I had sore muscles in my arms for a couple of days, just from trying to steer, and then my neck from bracing and getting hit, but it was fun. Work as far as pay, not going well. We'll leave it at that. So we'll see how that goes. And let's see. I got new tires on my horse trailer yesterday. The tires were almost 9 years old, and I had a couple spots on them that need to be addressed. Like, I'd rather be safe and spend money. So tires don't normally last 9 years. The tread depth on them, how much tread was left on them, was really good, but there was some spots of what we call dry rotting. So I don't feel like changing a tire on the side of the road with a horse in the trailer. So I bought new tires through my work, and so I get a discount there, and I still have my tires, so I can try to sell them to somebody else who might want them, because they're still good tread depth on them. They're just old. So I did that yesterday. Spencer, I'm taking him to the vet tomorrow afternoon to get an allergy test, because he has had hives 3 times now. It started in February, and it seems like every time we give him a course of steroids, and then, which fixes it completely, like immediately. But then as soon as he comes off the steroids, we're giving him allergy medicine, and the hives come back. So he's getting allergy tested, which apparently they figure out what they're allergic to by doing blood work. So he's still going to be on his, it's Zyrtec. He gets 10. So, you know, a human being takes 1 Zyrtec a day. Spencer gets 10 in a horse muffin type cookie that's moldable, and you can just give it to him as a treat. So he's still allowed to take that before the allergy testing. So I'll be hauling him to the vet tomorrow. And then next Saturday, May 11th, is my daughter's first horse show of the season for my oldest. She's going to be showing at first level dressage. Last year she showed training level. So she's really excited, and you know, things are getting fun now. So we'll see how they do there. And then today is exciting because my brother flew into town. My brother's 3 years older than me, and I have not seen him for 9.5 years. He lives in Arizona. He's a transportation manager for a very big company that you would recognize if you live in the U.S., and which means so he's in charge of all the truckers that move the product from the plant there to like the railroad where it gets dispersed everywhere else. And that company is also a Penske lease customer. So when I was working for Penske, we were talking about it. So they drive Penske trucks. Of course, it has their company's name on the side because they lease it from us. So it was just, you know, interesting to talk through that dynamic where, you know, he complains about his local Penske branch, and I know exactly what's going on with his trucks and everything. But he works a lot of hours and therefore has not been able to travel much. And so the last time I saw him, my oldest was 2 years old, and obviously he has not met my youngest in person. So obviously my oldest doesn't remember him at 2 years old. So she said, if I don't remember, it doesn't count. So they're both looking forward to meeting my brother. And he's here for a week, so we're having dinner at my parents' house today. We'll see what else happens this week. But yeah, we hated each other growing up, hated each other. We were the exact opposite. But things get better as you get to be an adult. Of course, there's still some disagreements about different things. But yeah, it's good. Going to be good to be able to see him again. So that's what's going on for May. Let's see, anything else? And things I won't talk about, I did have some good news regarding the girls. And yeah. The rest I won't talk about because it's a public video. So, all right, guys. Have a good month of May stitching. For those of you doing Mania, I will be watching. I am jealous. Jessie from Jessie Murray does stuff. She's doing Page Finish Mania, and I just want to. But again, I'm not stitching in a way where I have lots of pages in work right now, so it would be hard to try to get lots of pages done like she's doing. So really looking forward to seeing everything that she's doing, and everybody else who's doing any sort of full coverage Mania plans. I really like it. I've got a new Star Wars pattern that you guys have actually seen before, but I've got a different version of it. I almost started that yesterday, but of course I didn't have fabric planned or fabric prepped. So we'll see. I'll just keep working on my goals. Anyways, you guys have a good month of May, and we'll see you probably beginning of June. All right. Bye, guys.